ladies and gentlemen. I'm State Representative Brad Klippert speaking to you today from Olympia. We are past the midpoint of the legislative session, so there are many pieces of legislation that are dead. Unfortunately, that includes the bills the House Republican caucus is pushing to stimulate the economy, promote job growth, and give our employers some certainty. We need to make sure businesses are succeeding, especially in this time of economic uncertainty. A stronger economy is how we pay for quality schools, safe communities, and take care of our most vulnerable. Our regulatory environment makes it difficult to compete with other states and to keep and increase jobs. In fact, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce recently released its annual 50-state review of regulations and employment laws. The report states, with an improved regulatory climate, 18,000 jobs could be added in Washington state. Unfortunately, our state ranked poor for labor and employment laws and regulations, the lowest rating in the report. Factors contributing to Washington's poor showing include numerous labor and employment mandates that exceed federal standards, daily overtime rate on public construction contracts, very high wage ceiling for income subject to unemployment insurance taxes. State's minimum wage is in excess of the federal minimum wage, and no right to work protections. Our caucus, the Republican caucus, has introduced legislation to address most, if not all, of these issues, and yet none of our proposals made it past the public hearing process. To improve our state's economic recovery, we need to create certainty, create and protect competitive advantages, and work to improve on competitive disadvantages so more employers will consider locating and investing in Washington state. We believe we can support employers by eliminating red tape and costly regulations that suppress economic growth. We, the Republican caucus, have a bill, House Bill 2276, which would create omnibus regulatory reform called the Regulatory Freedom and Accountability Act. We would also like hydropower to be considered a renewable resource. This would help to ensure low power costs for our manufacturers, businesses, and private citizens. We also have legislation that would double the small business B&O tax credit, eliminate unfunded mandates on local governments and schools, and require permit decisions to be made within 90 days, just to name a few. I am concerned, ladies and gentlemen, the majority party does not have any strong, sound solutions on the table at this time to promote job growth and get the economy going in Washington state. There are many employers in our state and nation who are still struggling. My hope is that in the final few weeks, we can look at regulatory reform and proposals that could help our state economy and in turn help the budget with revenue growth through growing, prospering Washington state businesses. I can tell you, in my caucus, the Republican caucus, our focus remains getting Washington working again. Thank you very much for trusting me to represent you in Olympia. You're the greatest. I love you all. Have a great Washington day.